Great, well thank you for coming. This is a high temp dish machine. I believe you had a low temp dish machine before?
Yes.
So a little bit different. So this will help with some of the lipstick stains on cups, greasy foods. It helps to melt that down a little bit easier. The difference is we're not using a chemical to sanitize like you would in a low temp. So that was more of like a chlorine to sanitize the dishes. With this, it's going to use 180-degree water to sanitize. So it kills the bacteria, and the machine will stay in its rinse until it gets the 180-degree water. So if for whatever reason something happens, if somebody starts filling this up and it pulls all the hot water, this will just continue to run for a few minutes until it gets that hot water. It does have a water heater on board, a booster, so it will boost it up 70 degrees.
Nick,
yes.
when you say we end up running that water at the same time the dishwasher is running, you said it would run for a few minutes?
It depends on, there's a lot of variables. So water heater size, how far away the water heater is.
But it would be preferable if we didn't run them at this. And this,
Right,
I mean,
yes.
when Don ran it once when I was here, it took 40 seconds. So that's not long to turn that off.
Right, yeah, I'm just saying if somebody maybe were to come in, somebody new, and they turn this on and go full hot, and then they try to turn this on, it has that that safety built in, just to make sure that it puts out sanitized dishes.
Thank you.
So anyways, operation is going to be very similar to the previous machine. You pull down the door handle. Once these go all the way to the bottom, it'll start the washing. We still want to rinse off the dishes if possible. It will help. It was kind of a joke. We always talked about getting the lipstick off. But now that they're making the lipstick harder to come off their face, now it's harder to get off the cups too. So, do a little bit of a quick rinse if you can. If you see like some lipstick on there, try to wipe it. But this will help break that down a lot easier.
We do have a rinse sink here.
Okay, perfect. Got it.
So
what about food particles? Those should be mostly rinsed off?
Mostly rinsed off. There's a screen inside.
We dump first and then we rinse.
Yeah. So the more scrapped the plates are, the better results you're going to get on any machine. We do have this screen here, so this will catch little bits of food, that sort of thing, that will keep it from going down into the water and then eventually down the drain. So you pull this out, clean it off. You can use the pre-rinse, that sort of thing, spray it off. This is really heavy gauge steel, and just be careful because some water is dripping on the floor. This is heavy gauge steel, but it can be bent. If somebody, not that you would do it, but in like a restaurant, I've seen these guys just beat these pieces of equipment. So we just want to turn it upside down, use maybe a sponge. This pre-rinse here, we can spray it from the back and all those little bits will come out. And then this will go back in. There is one more. Pull that out. It only goes in one way because it has this little handle here. So if you tried to turn it the other way, it wouldn't fit. But it just has a little bracket that it slides into, and this is down inside of the sump right there.
And what is that?
That's called
also?
Yeah, it's just kind of like a last
strainer.
last defense.
Okay, let's see where it goes.
So it goes with water in there, but right there, it just falls into place. Yep.
And everybody comes.
It's on your middle photo.
Okay. Oh, it's on the left side?
Yep.
Yeah.
On the left side.
Like a bracket and it's into
Yep,
it
just
slides in.
slides right inside.
So you can tell that you're in it or
Exactly. And then there's one other thing, and that's the standpipe. And so the standpipe is what's holding the water in the tub down there. Instead of having to pull all of this out, reach in and lift it up, there's a little bracket right here that's connected to the top. And so as you lift that up, it'll actually pull that tube out. And you can go ahead and pull it. Yeah. Just so you guys can see. Sometimes they might need like a little jiggle up or whatever.
how do you put it back in?
And then so to put it back in, so now it's starting to drain. So in that case, you would have to lift this off, and it just drops straight down.
So every time you do the dishwasher at the end of the night.
And yeah, so right.
Yeah.
So when you're finishing at the end of the night, it's good to pull that. And also when you're every 2 hours, if you were to pull that, it just flushes it, and when you start over, it'll have new water in. So that will help to keep, because with the way the high time machine works, is it's saving water because it's using the rinse water. And there is they call it a standpipe, it's like an overflow pipe. So it always adds a little bit of water, the water overflows out and skims off the top. So it's always going to be fresh from the top here, and that's going to be the final rinse. But with the detergent, if you're using soap water, it's kind of like if you had soap water in one of these or a sink at home. It doesn't need to be replaced every time. But we want to make sure that it's not sitting in there all day or even into the next day sort of thing. So we want to have fairly fresh water. The way that a low temp machine works is it will actually dump every time. So it dumps that water and then it will plug up the drain, it runs the rinse water, and then that will get soap for the next batch. And then the next batch it opens up, drains out that water, closes up, and then uses the rinse. So it's using more water. This is actually a water saver, but just something to keep in mind. So we do want to pull that.
So let me clarify that. If this sits for 2 or 3 weeks and then we come back to use it, we're gonna have to do that first?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Actually, it sounds like really, like, let's take Nessie Church. We're not gonna be running it for 2 hours, we won't have that many dishes.
Right.
But as soon as we're done running it, then we could we take out the strainer, we clean the strainer, we clean the other little sump strainer, and pull the pipe, and then pull the pipe, empty
So
it
it
all out.
stays empty, I mean, it stays
Yes.
empty till the
Yes,
next.
and then you shut off the
Yeah,
You
unit.
don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, so then when you come in, it's all ready to go.
Absolutely.
So we should drain it when we're done.
While I have this opened, there are, these arms come off without any tools. They just twist off. They kind of have like a knurled edge right here, so you can twist that off. You're going to have an identical one up here. First time it might be a little bit tight. Whoever put them in pretty well. Alright. So you have,
That's where the water comes out.
yeah.
They're identical, so you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, these are identical, and then you have the non-clogging wash arm down here, and that's just below. Maybe a rubber glove or something on for this one.
Why would we have to take them off?
So these come off just because the water is recirculated through the system.
Well, do you, let me ask, it's under shutdown and clean, do you do this every time you use it? And this,
For
I know
your-
order 7 and 8.
Yeah, for your use, you might want to, just because you're not operating in the middle of the week, right?
We're not doing it daily, we're not using it daily.
Right.
So we should do this.
I would probably, yeah, I'd probably pull these
Crowd's
out.
gonna be close to monthly.
Okay. So these can be washed off in the sink. These are non-clogging jets, so we do try to put a big open jet on there. Hopefully things will come out and little bits of grain or corn or something like that. If you do see something stuck in here, these ends do come off. So it's just a flathead screwdriver. You just twist off the end. You can spray them off in the sink because this goes all the way through. Or you can even run the machine with the caps off. You just want to make sure that you put the caps back on. So what it'll do is it'll blow everything out.
Right.
And then you put the caps
Those are
back.
very tiny. How do we replace them once somebody loses one?
So you can,
We don't lose them.
We don't.
yeah, you can order them online, but it's best just to keep track.
So
Probably,
we probably only want very specific people to do this work.
Yeah, I think we got a container up there that we put them into,
And,
and say, this is where we put loose parts while we're cleaning.
okay.
that'd be good. You probably don't even need to put this back in here, just because you can take it, you have the sink right here with the
Yeah.
pre-wash. You can pull those out, set them in a nice safe spot, turn it sideways and just blast it through from one end to the other
I
and
just, you know,
put it back in.
I just want that to be something pure rather than.
Yeah. I heard that, yeah.
I don't want going down a drain in that sink because somebody's stuck up there.
Right, yes.
For example.
I understand.
Okay, so this thing we will know is different because not only is it larger, but it has that screw-on basic on
And
it.
it has bigger spouts.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So I'm going to twist all these back in and we'll run through a
You didn't know we were gonna build the dishwashers.
Huh?
You didn't know we were gonna build the dishwashers.
And it is a common thing for the dishwasher dishwashers. They have smaller holes on the rinse arms because we're not using as much rinse water as we are wash water. So those might be a little tougher to see. And then this has the same flathead screwdriver end on it.
Does it make a difference which one is on the top and which is on the bottom?
No, they're identical.
Thank you.
The dishwasher came on with a little brush, a little, I don't know, would that be what you use?
Yeah, so you could use that if particles get in there, and they're tougher to get out.
Get that just to see how big it is. And see
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Also keep an eye on this. Sometimes the water, I'm not sure if there's any kind of like filtration for the building. You know that, Don, or
What's that?
like a water softener or anything?
No, we don't have a water softener.
So just keep an eye on it. There is like a deliming agent that you can use, just like Lime-A-Way, because the water is very hard here. So you can actually just put that in. There is a delime cycle. I'll show you how to use that. It basically will just run the machine indefinitely. So the idea behind it is not going to use it's not going to signal the chemical pumps to go, or it shouldn't. And then you're just going to put in a powder or liquid into the base here. And it'll run for 5 minutes, and then you basically drain out the water and then just run a couple flush cycles. That will help to keep down the hard water.
And is that a once every 6 months sort of a deal? For only using it once a
Yeah,
month?
it depends on how bad the buildup is. Usually I'll tell people if they start to see like the chalky calcium looking buildup like on the shower head, I'll tell them maybe try it once every week or two. But since you're not going to be using it very often, it might be several months before you have to do it.
This brush looks like maybe it goes through the tubing.
Right, yeah, through the ends. If you do start to, if you take off the ends of these caps and you're looking down and you're seeing the hole getting smaller, definitely up your frequency of the deliming so that you can get that back under control. I've had some people where I come in and the whole inside looks like it's painted white, and it's not like the machine is adding anything, it's just the water is so bad. So we're able to get that all cleaned out and delimed, and it's good. We also want to make sure that there's a heater element down inside the unit, and that will build up around the heater elements, and then it just takes longer to heat up the water, so it makes it less efficient. So we want to make sure to keep everything as clean as possible. So what it's doing right now is just kind of adding water to it because we drained out some of that water. So before it starts the cycle, it does an autofill, close that door.
So it just automatically does it when you close the door?
Yeah, and this one does an autofill. On some of the lower tanks, we actually have to hold the fill button for a while.
It's even worse than that is an on and off button. You set it to automatic, is that what you do?
It's on and off right here. So it's been on before when I came in, I was running a cycle. So it'll always run automatically as long as it's in the on position. If you turn it off for the end of the day, you can open and close this, it won't do anything.
Okay, but if we chose not to have it running automatically, let's say there's multiple people working in there, can we just put it on? How do we put it on manual is what I'm asking.
I would probably leave it on, just because the fact that there's a tank heater in there, and usually your meal period isn't going to be so long that you're going, say, an hour or so between cleanings. You'll probably knock out all your cleanings. But
I'm more concerned about less mature people, maybe doing things too quickly or moving too fast and opening it up when it should be, or stay closed until it's finished with its cycle.
If you open it up, it should terminate the cycle.
It should.
Yeah. We'll check it and see right now. But yeah, that you can't change. I was just talking about when you lower the door down, it'll start the cycle.
Yeah. Right.
I'll give it a second to keep going. We'll try to lift it and see what happens.
There we go.
So yeah, you open it, it'll shut off.
Sort of. Okay.
That's exactly what happens when I open up my washer. It's still swinging around, so we have to open it carefully.
I actually won't do that.
So those arms are rotating
it won't do that, no, it won't do that. It's not,
Okay.
yeah, it'll be fine.
They do also make like non-slip mats, they're like rubber, they're slightly lifted up.
I just wanted to make, I was hoping it wouldn't open it once it was finished, but since it does, we know that now.
So right now what it's doing, this is a ventless unit. So normally you would open up the unit and you have a bunch of moisture that comes out. So what this does is we have cold water that comes in through the back here and it moves back and forth like a radiator. When this unit is in this mode right now, there's two fans that are pulling steam out of the cavity and up over the cold tubes. So the cold tubes, steam hits it, turns back into condensation and runs back down to the machine. So it's also helping with some energy. It's boosting up that water that's coming in cold using the waste steam heat. And then it's also going to be eliminating the vapors because normally you would need to have a hood, not that big, but a vapor hood of some sort on a high temp machine. So this runs for, it's about 30 seconds or so.
It's all part of the cycle.
Right. And so now when I open this up, we don't have all that steam come out. And it keeps the mold from growing in the room.
Right. And see, it didn't splash all around.
So, you didn't have to push any buttons up there, so.
No buttons, yeah, you just pull down on one of these sides here, and as soon as it touches down, it'll take off. Yeah. It will help out a little bit going from the low temp, because the low temp, there's very low heat. It's about 120-degree minimum up to about 150. So with this 180, maybe even a little more, and then you have the fans pulling that heat past it, it even helps to dry.
So, and I would say in our old one, they dry really quick. They pull them through, and they let them sit there, and they were dry very quick.
So, just the very beginning,
So there's everything's all set up.
Oh, yeah, well, you can see the jug.
can you explain that in a video?
No, it's a really low, put it down and it does. Pull it up and take it out, take it out.
So just keep an eye on those jugs down below. Obviously, when they're out, they're out. So you have to get some more. So what this did is just when it finishes detergent, this is the rinse. It's a very quick cycle. So it'll stop, and then it'll kick back on for this 10 seconds, and you'll see that is going to boost up past the 180. So that's the end of the rinse. It's a very short rinse cycle. The wash cycle is probably about a minute and a half or so. And then we'll have those fans turn on, and it pulls that for the ventless for about 30 seconds. So it's about maybe 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes for a whole cycle.
If you watch, the green light will go out when it's finished.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a green light, it's not that prevalent, but from where I'm standing, you can see it.
We only use this once a month, we still want to keep it on.
So,
Auto, or
so,
do you
the,
want it?
so the difference between the auto and the manual,
Yes.
the manual is the D-line mode. So that's going to be the one where, okay, it's time to D-line, so we're going to flip it over to manual.
Okay.
And then that's when you add your liquid or your powder inside. No dishes at that point. And then it's just going to run. So if somebody ever comes in here, switches this on accident over to manual, and then machine's running for 20 minutes, and you can't figure out why it won't stop,
Okay.
make sure that this is back on
So
auto.
always say the auto, let you do nothing.
And when you're done, you just turn it off.
Yeah. Done for the day.
There's an off switch. So there is an on-off switch, so you turn it off.
So what we need to tell people is that they should never lower that unless it's moving, right?
Yeah, otherwise it will just start a cycle.
Yeah.
And then you'll have kind of
If
this.
it's off,
what happens.
unless we have the switch off.
If we turn the switch off, we can lower it.
Then you can do it, yes.
Okay, that's
But if
right.
you're, if it's on and somebody lowers this thing down, as soon as it makes that, there's a little contactor,
Yeah.
and it'll go.
When it's just sitting here empty for the week, during the week, do we leave it up or down?
I would leave it up.
And turn it off, and turn it off, right?
Yeah. Off, up, make sure it's clean.
Perfect.
That way you don't have water standing in there. I mean,
That drain.
it'll go away after the first cycle or so, but it will smell a little musty. Make sure to leave that closed. Cycles right here. So we have normal, medium, heavy, and say like a big stock pot or something, it was a little greasy, and you wanted to put it in there and turn it to extra heavy. Doesn't use any more chemicals, or really more water, it's just going to spray it for longer. So it has a longer cycle, and those are just, usually every time you go up, it's about an extra year. So we have,
So
like
we
two,
could,
three.
we could make a nice big pot of spaghetti, and at the end of the day, just put that pot in there.
Right.
Scrape it.
Yeah, of course.
But then it'll be, there might be like some starch or some grease or something, so when you move this over here like this, it gives it that extra time to help just kind of knock that off. A little bit
And then
more.
Jan doesn't have to take them home.
And then,
You see,
yeah,
it's done now. I mean,
Usually-
It's been done for a while, right?
yeah, it's been done for a
It's
while.
been done for a while.
Got a green light going?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Pull it out on the other side.
So we go this way.
Yeah, and then those are just stir dry, flip them, however you want to do it. Do you do any wine glasses at all?
Now we're
Okay.
Methodist.
Oh, sorry.
We're working on that.
Not here, okay. I just wanted to make sure
We
because
all come to the event intoxicated.
there's special,
And now that's on video. That was me.
special racks for those glasses, or if you have it.
I think we got, these are, these would be wine glass racks, but they're for plates,
Yep,
and then.
cups,
Yeah.
work in there.
What's the skinny one for?
So what's the difference?
Silverware.
What's the difference with wine glasses?
So because wine glasses are so delicate, they actually have little compartments, and so you put them in there, and that way they're not bouncing around.
Actually, we
So-
don't even have glasses.
We don't have.
Oh, okay.
glass, yeah.
Perfect, yeah, just wanted to make
Coffee
sure.
cups, that's.
The
Yeah, but
silverware.
with all of this, we'll need to, I mean, from.
So it's the environmental standpoint.
Well,
No, that goes on.
Put it in the tray.
It goes in the
yeah,
tray.
you don't have to put it in a flat.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
Oh,
Put it in the tray.
very good.
But can you fit both silverware in one tray?
Yeah.
Okay, just
Then you
curious,
can-
so for wine glasses, you put them with the stem down, so they don't get broken.
You would actually,
No, they have to be.
yeah, you would put a stem up, because otherwise it would just fill up with a bunch of water. But, you don't have to worry about that, so.
With this temperature, what are our limits on different plastic washer?
So,
Fine, obviously.
yeah, so most of the plastics will be fine. They specifically call out the bottoms of these, but we're gonna be at about 180, 190. So,
Some of the plastic utensils that we use are serving.
I haven't experienced any issue. I mean, my test kitchen, we buy stuff sometimes from wherever we can get it, like Target.
Dollar store.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we're talking about like with Stonefire Grill, when you get catered,
Okay,
and they give you those
Right.
kind of disposable.
okay. Those, yeah, because those are a disposable item, so it's probably not rated for that. So I would say get something a little bit heavier duty, or maybe wash those in the same. Kind of think any other things. The warranty, it's a 1-year parts and labor warranty. The closest service agent is Industrial Electric, which I think Don's already had somebody come out here, so, they're right here in Huntington Beach. And then all the information is right here on the site. So it gives the model number, they'll have the serial number right there. So if you need to call in for any kind of service, it's all right there on the side, you don't have to crawl and find it.
I say that, if you want to know. I took it for Dawn.
Looks like the bottom one, put on.
It just, that just sets on, there's no screws.
Just at the bottom.
Wasn't set on
We're worried about these contacts corroding or getting messed up. That's what starts it.
I have not had any issues with that, no. It should be fine.
Just to be clear, this we don't put in, but this would be okay.
Yes. It does have a dishwasher icon on there.
We can always try it and melt it out.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's came from Stonefire Grill, where they have professional,
Yeah?
I mean, I don't know if they have this kind, but you know they're,
Yeah. Okay.
it has that logo, it should be fine. So I'm just gonna pull out the screens here, and then you'll be able to take a look inside when it's completely drained. Yeah, so if you do just, maybe it was just stuck the first time, but just lift it up, move it off to the side. Just like that. And now you can see the water draining out, but if you jiggled that, it would fall back into place.
But if we are doing a huge event, you said every 2 hours, it's
Every-
going to be
Yeah,
changed out.
every 2 hours.
So after Holly Reed and then after Messenger.
Well, if you wanna okay, Holly Reed, you're gonna use it.
Right.
So you clean it out, you drain the water.
Yeah.
Every time you use it, you leave it dry.
Yeah.
You clean everything out and you leave it dry. And then, but he's talking about 2 hours, if you're using it consistently for 2 hours. If you're running it for 2 hours, then you have to change the water. We're never running it for 2 hours. No.
And let me mention something about the chemicals underneath there.
Yes.
When you do change one, Dawn had to drill a hole in the top in order to have a secure top. So don't ever throw that top away.
Just use it over the top.
Throw the new top away and put the old one in.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's put a label on them.
Yeah, just I don't want somebody to inadvertently do that, because otherwise you got a big open hole, which of course if somebody knocked it over.
But also,
Yeah,
let's turn it.
yeah.
So,
If you want to take a look inside, that's the unit drained out, that's the heating element.
And is vinegar okay to use instead of like a lime away?
Yeah, you can use a vinegar. Make sure not to, like right now, everything's still hot, the element was just charged. Make sure maybe to come in and do it the next day before you start up. That way nobody risks touching that element for themselves.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's
But
right.
yeah, it'd be good to get down inside that area as well.
And is that,
That way I have the camera right over there.
when you do the lime away cycle,
Right.
You know, just edit
does that take care of that area too, or that's a manual cleanup?
That might need to be manual. There's a little bit more water that just kind of sits down there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can, I would try it first one time, just run some of the vinegar in there and see if it helps. If not, you might need to kind of move it around with a sponge.
It's pretty simple, huh, Jan? It really is, to just turn it on, run it.
yeah.
And turn it off.
How long would we expect these elements to stay hot after we turn it off?
I would probably
Warning
give it,
people,
right.
because we have,
Probably give it like an hour or so.
okay.
Because it's when you look inside there, it's a big.
But really, our everyday people are not gonna be cleaning the elements. You know, they're not gonna be in that area.
Right.
No, but you have to scrape the food off the dishes.
Correct. But they, that
But
would,
that has nothing to
that
do
will
with
be
that.
exposed there.
But also.
John's right here to help.
And I will be too.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I'll leave some cards, and I'm right in Huntington Beach as well, so close. If you have anything more, so
Thanks.
great.
Nick, you've done a great job.
Awesome.
Explaining it all.
Nick, we're looking for a dishwasher for our home.
We have a Girl Scout tree. I know.
So I turned it off right after I drained it, so now you can see it touches all the way to the bottom. It's not doing any.
Okay, you say to leave it open when it's off.
But when we're draining it, it has to be on mode with the lid up.
I would turn it off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just because if you have an element there, you don't want the element just sitting there hot. The water does help it a little bit. Don't want it to get like too hot or anything.
Okay, but that's more mechanical drain than a electronic, it doesn't have to be on.
Right. Yeah, this just lifts out. Like that. And if you want to take a look in there, you can see that from this side, there's two like ears that stick out. And so those, if you kind of like jiggle it, it holds it in place. Hard to like right now. If you lift it up and move it to like one side or the other, it holds.
Oh, okay, now I see it.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yes.
But actually, wouldn't the strainer be on top of the element during our normal?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Yes.
You can still operate the drain with the strainer in place. It's just gonna kind of lift it up a little bit. But right now the drain is open and that's only lifted up about half an inch.
Safety first. What? Safety first.
So does everybody understand the cycle from the window to there, where Jan is standing? Does everybody understand where the garbage, what we have to do?
Yeah, first of all, plates come in and they have to be dumped in the trash.
And there's trash can
And
right there.
it's gonna be here. Then you come over to the sink. This is our catch, what's left. Spray them. They get stacked in, and at the end of the night, then this gets cleaned.
Yeah, we no longer have a garbage disposal because we
May I
have,
make a suggestion
Yes.
that we have the trash out on that side of the wall?
Yes.
And then they get scraped there, because,
Before they come through the window, I agree.
yes.
People-
And that,
people
they can
do it.
scrape their own.
Why not have one out there and one there? I mean, how
Because I
are they
just
gonna
think
use
it's-
that?
somebody inside's gonna probably need to scrape them with a rubber scraper, literally. I mean, to get most of it off, because otherwise, where Jan's standing right there, that drain, because we don't have a garbage disposal, is gonna get heavy very fast. So, the more you can get off before you rinse into that, because that's a fairly heavy piece to lift up even empty.
Yeah, it is a heavy piece.
So you might, I'm just saying, that could
Scraping spatula will label it.
I would say so, and I would say, depending on how much noise you want outside the pass-through,
For Halloween, we're gonna have to probably wait till they talk about taking 15-minute breaks to the table.
whatever, I'm just thinking, because when I lifted that can up, it made two hands, because it's got a lot of wet stuff in it. Kind of heavy to dump.
Yeah, that's